Ron Van Dam. He doesn't need this podcasting gig. He's got all that money coming from that deposed Nigerian prince. Should be here any day now, and then he's kissing you suckers goodbye. You're listening to The Ron Van Dam Show on New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Thank you so much.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Welcome to the program. It is the Ron Van Dam Show. Guess which one I am? That's right. Yes, you're right. How you doing, man? You doing all right? No? What's the matter? Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not know that. Well, let me turn the music down. Seriously? Are you okay? Wow, that must have been scary. Did you see your life pass in front of your eyes? No? Oh. Wow, well, I'm glad you're okay. Yeah. Okay, more music. All right. This is the Friday weekend edition of the program, which means it's the Friday weekend edition of the program. That's what that means. I'll be back on Monday for a brand new show, but I don't do them on Saturdays and Sundays. Those are my days to sit on the toilet. Why? Why did I even say that? Why did I even say that? Welcome to the program. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you that have not been to this location before, let me point out the exit signs. There's one over there and one over there. Don't use that one. I know it says exit, but it's not. It's like an IKEA store. It says exit, but it's not really. You know what I'm talking about? You understand what I'm talking about? I went to Costco yesterday. I don't know why. I didn't need anything. I just went into the place. You know why I go to Costco? It's because it's a members thing. You have to be a member or they don't let you in. They'll arrest you and put you in jail for like 3 years. It's a horrible, horrible consequence. But I like walking into a place and flashing a card. And then the person at the entrance says, all right, you're a member. If you have any trouble, you come to me. I'll beat the crap out of anybody that bothers you. Mr. Van Dam, welcome. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Nothing like that. So I'm marching around Costco, and I'm constantly saying to myself, what the hell am I doing here? And then I'm noticing the other people who don't look really rich at all, but they fill their carts up. And they know damn well when they check out at the cashier at Costco, they will have spent a minimum of $600 on nothing. I do not need a carton of 82 gallons of Heinz ketchup. That stuff probably will last forever, probably longer than I will. I know I'm always going to need toilet tissue, but do I need to have it delivered by a truck? I mean, So I'm walking through the Costco, and I do it around lunchtime because they have these little kiosks inside. They're just big warehouses, as all these places are. But they have people giving you samples of food, and you can literally have lunch accordingly. Then they have a little area where they have hot dogs and subs, and the hot dogs are only $1.50. They'll kill you in the long run, but hey, if you're going to be killed by food, $1.50, that's the way to go. So I went there, and I don't know what I bought, but it was $300 worth of stuff I didn't even really need. And let me tell you something, everything at Costco is not necessarily a good deal. Oh, it's a good deal of stuff, but it's not a good deal financially necessarily. Last year, I think it was last year, could have been 6 years ago, I don't know which, because I've lost all track of time in the time-space continuum. I saw they had on sale for, I think it was $9, 60 AA batteries. And I said to myself, well, I have things that are battery operated. So $9 for 60 batteries, that's an incredible deal. So I got those. I put those in the cart. I think that was like 2 years ago. And I went to open the package just a couple of days ago after 2 years. And the batteries had leaked or something, and the batteries were no good. So it's like, I don't need that much stuff. There's something to be said for buying things and not just leaving them in the corner for 7 years. And the toilet paper, yeah, I wipe my ass a lot. Yeah, I mean, it happens. It always has. But I don't know why I need to have 300 rolls of toilet paper. I mean, unless I plan to go crazy on Halloween with the neighbor's bushes, there's just no reason for that. It's not an American thing to do. Anyway, welcome to the program. Ooh, that was a hell of an opening. Welcome to the program. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I wanted to talk about something that was of concern to me, as it's not even close to New Year's, but I always make believe it is. Because I like New Year's resolutions that I never keep. I've never kept a New Year's resolution ever, ever, ever. And the one that I always make every single year, but I never seem to do it, is I'm going to lose weight. Now, I'm not a fat man by any stretch of your imagination or any stretch of your skin. I'm not a fat man. I weigh probably about 10, 15 pounds more than I should if I were to follow the national guidelines. You know, the national guidelines say that I'm obese. That's an awful word. I think they do that on purpose to shame you. A little overweight is the proper terminology in my dictionary. But as far as the government's concerned, I'm an obese fat slob. Let's call it what it is. You hunk of melted lard crap bastard. That's what they actually think I am. And then they scare you by saying if you're overweight, you're going to die tomorrow. They say that. They make up diseases. Then you're borderline everything because you're tipping the scales, babe. It's amazing you even stand upright, which is true. But I always make this resolution that I'm going to lose weight. Once you have the weight, it's nearly impossible to get rid of it. The only way to get rid of weight is to get really sick, to the point where you have no appetite, or your digestive system passes the food through immediately, like you eat a sandwich and you're on the toilet 10 minutes later. Actually, that's what Burger King and McDonald's are for. And Taco Bell, let me throw that in as well. All the fast food places. You eat the food, 10 minutes later, oh, there it is. Bye-bye food. There's a lot of calories, but they pass through your system really fast. But don't take that route. I'm going to eat healthier. Yeah, right. I mean, a little fat in your diet is probably not a bad thing. A lot of fat in your diet if you're eating steaks every day and red meat, bye-bye. I want to eat healthier, but that's not the problem, really. I need to exercise, but that's not the problem, really. I need to stop drinking, but that's not the problem, really. So what's the problem? All those things are. Here's what it comes down to. Let's be honest about it. Stop fooling around with me. Stop fooling around. Let's be honest about it. If you want to lose weight, you can't be that happy. You can't eat ice cream. You can't have sugar. You can't eat a lot of red meat. You can't just sit on your ass and watch TV and smoke a pack of cigarettes. You can't do the things that you like. Am I going to be unhappy by depriving myself of everything? Or am I going to be unhappy because I'm a fat, obscene, overweight slob? Which one is it going to be? You know what actually makes me happy is to look in the mirror and say, whoa, looking good. Do you know what the barometer is? It's not the government telling me that I'm obese. Here's what the barometer is. In your closet, you should have some clothes that you used to wear before you got grossly, disgustingly fat. And when I use the term grossly, disgustingly fat, I mean, you just put on some pounds. Try putting on those pants or that shirt. And if it fits really well when you were not overweight, then you feel really good about it. Hey, I can wear these pants again. And you look good in them. And people actually say to you, hey, you're looking good. Did you lose weight? That's a good feeling. That's such a good... You cannot compliment someone. Someone says, you're a very intelligent, wonderful person. Yeah, right. Oh, you're attractive. You've lost weight. Well, thank you. That's the thing that really, really makes you feel good. If you put on those clothes that you wore 6 months ago and they don't fit anymore and you can't button the shirt, that kind of thing, that's depressing. That's really depressing. Because you can't do really anything about it. You can't wake up the next morning and then I'm fine, unless you drank too much water and you're bloated. I don't know the difference between fat and bloat. I have no concept. I'll pass gas whether I'm bloated or whether I ate too much. I don't know which it is. Is it a bloating problem? Is it a digestive problem? I have no idea. And if you go to a doctor, you know what they say after many, many tests and diagnoses? I have no idea. That's what they say. That's what the doctor says. I've been a doctor for 40 years, and I got to tell you, in your situation, I have no idea. I have no idea. Just eat healthy and, I don't know, just stop it. Just whatever you're doing, stop it. There is one thing that people can do, and I don't know why they can't do it more often, and that's have the freaking fat sucked out of you. There are some places you can go where they will suck the fat out of you. It's a form of liposuction. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's invasive, but not horrible. They don't have to cut into you or anything. They suck out of you. It's like a giant turkey baster that they insert into your freaking belly, and then they pull the plunger back and the fat comes out. Literally, that's how it's done. There's a place, I think it's called Sonobello. I don't know if Sonobello is a liposuction place or an Italian deli. I don't know which. They're kind of opposite, aren't they? My gorgeous and lovely young lady in my life, she decided to have that place suck the Jesus out of her. She wasn't incredibly overweight, but she wanted to be thin. And she had the turkey baster treatment, and they actually walked into the room after the liposuction was completed, and they showed her this jar of her fat, and that was very, very revealing. As a matter of fact, we had a nice pasta and zucchini meal, and we used some of that fat in order to cook. I'm kidding. That's a joke. And she really looked good. But here's the problem with the fat-sucking theory. The fat comes back. Sounds like a Dr. Seuss book, doesn't it? The Cat in the Hat, the fat comes back. Yeah. So it's like temporary, really, if you don't change your lifestyle and you don't start doing... I mean, it gets you back to square one, but you can get to square six like really fast if you're not careful. I think it goes the other way. Square six, back down to six. I don't understand what I'm talking about. Fat's a horrible thing, man. Some people have physical conditions which where the fat is actually permanent. There are thyroid conditions and all kinds of digestive problems and stuff. And I got to tell you something, man. I don't know if you're a man or a woman, but I'll call you a man anyway. If you're going to call me guys all the time and walk into a room of females, hey, guys. I talked about that yesterday. Here's the problem. If I know 20 people, 15 of them have some type of medical problem that they just are, have to be concerned about and have to be careful. Whether it be blood pressure, cholesterol, arthritis, some nerve pain, some, anything. There's, Ron, every once in a while I get up and my back hurts. Everybody's got something. We don't talk about it all the time. We don't talk about it at all sometimes, but everybody's got something. The only time you don't have something going on in your body is if you're maybe 20 years old or 22. By the time you hit 30, you got something going on already. It could be carpal tunnel. It could be chlamydia. I have no idea, but you got something going on. Skin problem, rashes, I don't know. Something's going on somewhere in just about everybody. So don't feel like, why is this happening to me? It happens to everybody, and everybody gets something different. But if you could just have the fat sucked out of you. People do that, they go for they go for fat injections. They inject all kinds of things into their face to make their lips puffy and to get rid of the lines in your forehead and those strange skin little things in your neck. We inject things into us. Maybe it's time we start dejecting things out of us. I don't know the answer to it, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm not a doctor. I know I've played one on TV many, many times. I was Dr. Ron in the medical series Code Purple. Do you remember that television series? I was Dr. Ron. Yeah, I earned a good living doing that. That series lasted 8 years on a cable network. I'm only kidding. I'm making that up. Stop it. Did you believe that? Did you actually believe that? There's no show called Code Purple. Yeah, they wouldn't choose me to play a doctor. A psychologist probably, but not a doctor. It's funny. I'm going to change subjects because this is funny to me. When I was growing up, a long time ago, back in the days of the moats and the castles and the dragons. By the way, Christopher Columbus was a close friend of mine. Oh my God, what an asshole. But a close friend nonetheless. So when I was growing up, there was this thing where it was wardrobe fashion-wise. They wore these surgical doctor smocks, and that was a fashion statement. In other words, there are people walking down the street wearing surgical surgeons things. Their tops. I don't know what they call those things. And they'd just be walking down the street, and you would think they're doctors, but they weren't. It's like someone wearing a Tom Brady football jersey. Well, that's not Tom Brady, and that's not a football player. He's just wearing a football shirt. What the hell's he doing that for? He doesn't play football. Look at her. She's wearing a football shirt, a football sweatshirt that has the name of a football team on it. Wait a minute. She's not on that team. She doesn't play football. So why are you dressing like you're a football player? Why are you wearing a football shirt when you're not a football player? Well, it's the same with this doctor thing. They were wearing these doctor tops, and they were wearing them in the street, and you didn't know if they were doctors or not. I've told you this story before. If you ever go on vacation, here's what you do. And it's, by the way, it's not a lie. It's just something you do. You go to a restaurant, if it's really, really busy, because you don't live there. They're never going to see you again. You're just on vacation there. You walk up to the host or the hostess there, and you say, I'd like a table. And they say, well, what is your name? And you say, Dr. Van Dam. You put a doctor in front of your name. They don't ask what kind of doctor you are or anything like that. But you immediately have to notice their response. They treat you much better. Oh, doctor. Okay. Yeah, it shouldn't be too long. Thank you for coming, doctor. Thank you. And then, the hostess or the host runs into the kitchen. We got a doctor here. We got a doctor. Ooh. Do that. The respect you get, oh, it's fantastic. You get what you want when you want it. You just put the doctor in front of your name. They don't check for credentials. Oh, Dr. Van Dam, and you'd like a table for two? Do you have some credentials or something? Do you have a diploma with you? Do you have, does it say doctor on your driver's license? No, I'm a doctor. Oh, I'm sorry, doctor. I apologize, doctor. Right this way, doctor. Do it. Do it. It doesn't hurt anybody. You're not hurting anybody by doing that. It's a lie. But you get what you want. You're not hurting anybody else. Ron, what about all the people waiting for tables who aren't doctors? Fuck them. They didn't come up with this idea. I did. Use the doctor thing wherever you go, as long as you don't live in that area. Because that would be a lie, because then you have to face that later on next time you go back to the restaurant. But if you don't go back, be a doctor. Have fun. It's not lying, it's role-playing. Consider it that. All right, kids. I have a guest coming up. But first, these commercial words. Because someone's got to pay for this, and it's probably going to be you.
Ready for your next good time out with friends? Then come to karaoke night at that bar near your house. Grab the mic and belt out your favorites, or grab a drink, sit back, and enjoy the show. You'll see things like 12 drunk girls singing Love Shack, all in different keys. Check out the nice old lady who only performs Patsy Cline tunes and her gray-haired gentleman partner who apparently only knows Sinatra. Feel the love and warmth of a heartfelt ballad sung by a young man with a beautiful soprano voice who hasn't come out to his parents yet. Thrill to frat boys jacked up on tequila shots and Red Bull trying to pull off 90s gangster rap, or that Fall Down Get Up Again song by Chumbawamba. And clap along to that one girl who auditioned for American Idol once, singing like she's auditioning for American Idol. All this and more musical notes never before performed by a human voice at karaoke night at that bar near your house. Not too far to drive, just a little too far to walk. We'll see you there.
When we think about weddings, we think about Claire Roche, Shutterfly. She's joining us now, and a lot of people have been putting out this. A lot of people have been putting off. Wrong preposition. Putting off this event for years, and now I assume the wedding business is exploding. Am I accurate?
Yes, it's a big year. There's a lot going on. That is for sure. People are getting married.
It's makeup year is what it is, because a lot of people thought, okay, let's get married, but we'll wait until it's good when we can have all the people and have a good time, and we're at that spot now. Spring and summer spring and summer weddings always the most popular seasons, I assume, for weddings.
Spring and summer are definitely very popular. Fall, I would say, probably is tied for first.
Yeah.
Lots of people love to get married in the fall. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's true. So, what do we do? We're going to turn to you for giving some tips and advice on how to plan the perfect wedding around this season. But I got to tell you, planning a wedding is like, whoa, it's a little bit more than people usually expect, and it doesn't even depend on the size of the wedding. It's a tough deal these days.
Right. I would agree. There's quite a bit that goes into it.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And it makes people crazy is what they do. So what are some tips? I mean, how do we go about this?
Yeah. I mean, my recommendations for couples are really to focus on what truly matters to the two of you, right? So your wedding day should be a celebration of you coming together and getting married and choosing to spend the rest of your lives together. So I really encourage couples to sit down, think about what truly matters to you, prioritize what matters to you, both for the sake of your budget and also for the sake of building out a wedding day that doesn't feel like it's full of things you're doing just because you have to do them, but rather because you want to do them, which is definitely something that the pandemic afforded us, is couples had to get creative with their wedding because we no longer had the options that we had before. And I think it's actually resulted in couples having a lot more fun with their weddings. So I definitely encourage couples to prioritize what matters to you, have fun with it. And I encourage always to set a firm budget. It is so easy to overspend on your wedding these days, and I can't even blame you because there's so many beautiful things that a lot of us want. So I encourage that, and then pick a venue, set a date, and once you do that, everything else really comes together. So that definitely is just skimming the top, but that is what I would recommend for sure.
Okay. What are some of the common concerns once you do book a place to have the wedding? What are some of the concerns? I guess the big tackling block here is getting reservations and setting up your vendors in order to meet that date.
Yeah. So I would say something that couples often are running into more and more these days are limited availability or just the price of things being pretty high. And so I think those are probably the most common concerns, but I always encourage couples that once you do find a venue or a vendor, like a photographer, videographer, planner, that fits within your budget and also is somebody that you enjoy and you really like, there's no need to hesitate booking them just because of the nature of the wedding industry these days. So I think those are the biggest hurdles. Wedding planning is planning a massive event, right? You're planning an event for hundreds of people, and it's a really emotional, special day. So I think couples feel the weight of that as well. So I think it's a multitude of things that really couples are facing in this season.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Are people still hiring event coordinators? Is that still a thing? Yes, I would say very much so, especially with the pace that the wedding industry is moving at. It's so valuable to have somebody basically who's already 10 steps ahead. I mean, I think in every industry there's value to working with somebody who knows what to do exactly. I think it expedites the process. A lot of times a wedding coordinator or wedding planner can save you money because you're not worried about, if you've chosen the wrong thing or the right thing or whatever the case is. And oftentimes wedding coordinators will really get you in contact with the best of the best because it ultimately leads to a smoother wedding, a smoother event, which selfishly makes the wedding planner's life easier. So I definitely am seeing couples do that. It reduces a lot of stress and allows them to really enjoy their wedding planning process in a way that I don't think you can otherwise. I was in the wedding business for a couple of decades as a videographer when that job was when it was necessary. Now with technology, people think, well, everybody can take a picture, anybody can take a video. Not true. But anyway, I did find that many of the actual reception locations are becoming their own wedding planners. They have their own house photographers and videographers and extra things and little music during the cocktail reception. I mean, they seem to be their own wedding planners. Is that efficient enough?
I would say it depends. I always think it's important to emphasize the difference between a venue coordinator and a venue event coordinator and a wedding coordinator. The biggest distinction I would say is a venue coordinator is concerned with your wedding, but their top priority, the person that is paying them, is the venue. And so they're not as invested in your personalized details. A wedding coordinator, somebody in my position, is devoted number one, first and foremost, to the couple.
Yeah.
So I'm going to know everything from, your mom's maiden name to the type of candles that you have on the table to your, the thing you're most excited for on your wedding day. And so I am catering to your needs before anybody else's needs.
Yes.
So I do think there's significant value to bringing in a coordinator that is devoted to your wedding day as opposed to just from the venue.
I totally agree with you. The venue is just interested in just pulling it off, and getting it done. But a coordinator, a wedding planner is they become you. They become the bridal couple. They take on their personas, and that works. It is a great idea. Right. How would someone seek out this service?
Specifically for me or just in general?
Well, for you. Let's start with you because that would be wonderful.
Sure. The best place to find me is at Grit and Grace Events Co. on TikTok and Instagram, and there's lots of information there. I definitely recommend in terms of, I'm based in Southern California, so if you're planning a wedding not in Southern California, I think one of the best places to go is to use Instagram as a search engine. Ask your venue for recommendations, and ask your friends that have gotten married before who have had positive experiences to recommend people. Those are definitely the best.
That's the same with anything. If someone's been through it and they were happy with what they got, then that's worth looking at, and that's the way to do it.
Right.
Even when you're buying a hairdryer, it doesn't really make any difference.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. So again, a general website where they can just find the general information and get some more tips.
Right. Shutterfly.com, and on all platforms, we've got lots of tips, lots of things to help make your wedding more fun, more personalized, all that jazz.
Great. I understand that 2.5 million couples are expected to get married this year. So if you don't, I think it's going to be one of the people listening. So there you go. Wow, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
For sure.
All right.
For sure.
Hey, Claire, you've been very helpful. We appreciate it. Well, that'll do it for me today. You have been wonderful. I don't know how you do it. Thanks for listening, Doctor. Huh? Doesn't that sound good? Yeah. Hey, Doctor, why don't you go to one of those places and get the fat sucked out of you? Oh, yeah, I like that too. Have yourselves a wonderful time. I'll be back again on Monday, but until then, well, I wish you peace.